Welcome back to part 4 of my water pressure data logging project. I finally got some real pressure readings, so this is the final video. Links can be found in the description to the previous 3 parts. What's covered here is a brief summary of the data, less all the nuts, bolts, hardware, and software required to generate my CSV data file. I screwed up the data file extension, which should be CSV. You may notice this later in the video. Doesn't matter since the format of the file was correct, which basically includes a timestamp, comma, and pressure in ASCII, 1 reading per line. After about 24 hours, 46 minutes, and 8,906 readings, I closed the data file. Readings were taken every 10 seconds. I used an old Dell laptop loaded with Linux Mint 20.3 to timestamp the readings and save them to a file. Readings were passed using an FTDI USB to RS-45 converter cable. The API for this and software are a bit tricky. If anyone is interested in the details, please leave me a comment. Let's take a look at the improvised setup. Okay, we installed the data logger. Here's the LCD and input module. We're actually getting real pressures off the pressure sensor at this time. So we've got this little nano V3 board, which is reading the sensor and transmitting that reading via RS-45 and FTDI cable, and it's being picked up here on this Dell PC. As I had mentioned, these old Dell PCs are kind of good for this type of project, so we'll just take a look at these readings, which are coming back here every 10 seconds. You can probably see that there. So we're just going to leave this set up. We got it on one of these little LL Bean portable tables. We got it set up. Here's the FTD USB to RS-45 conversion cable. You see that blink there every 10 seconds. So we're just going to let this run. We're going to collect 24 hours worth of pressure data and try to do a graph. So more later. Okay, we set this up about 24 hours ago. This old Dell PC lives again under Linux. Basically all it's doing is receiving pressure readings from the Ashcroft sensor, slapping a timestamp on it, and then writing it out to a file. So we're getting ready to close that file and take a look at what we've got for data. So that's the story with that, and come up here to the LCD and input module. We've got min and max pressures over the period. So let's tap the enter key here, and we see right there this file's been closed. We've got thousands and thousands of readings in there. It's been reading every 10 seconds. And up here, let's see what we've got for elapsed time. See if this is working. Okay, so there's our elapsed time, 24 hours and 46 minutes, so it's pretty close. So that's the story on the logger. So we got to go back and see if we can suck in this CSV file into my spreadsheet tool and see if it chokes. I plugged a thumb drive into the Dell and copied the data file, which is about 250 kilobytes. From the thumb drive, I copied that file to my main laptop for examination using Genie. The tail end of the file is shown and all looks good. The next step was to import this into LibreCalc, which was done via the open command. The spreadsheet is smart enough to recognize the CSV format and bring the readings into columns A and B. Using the average, min, and max functions, I added 3 calculated cells in column C. If you recall, the LCD reported 92.72 min and 116.42 max pressures. These are under and over from the spreadsheet min and max cells. So what happened? The Nano V3 loops for 10 seconds and sends an average of the instantaneous readings for the period back to the log file. This to smooth the data and not lose any readings. The LCD readings look at the instantaneous values which appear within milliseconds of time. No averages are calculated when updating the min and max values, hence the discrepancy. The spreadsheet tool creates graphs quickly. I did one for all 8,906 points and another one which focused on an hour from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. to increase resolution. There's a bounce in pressure readings that occurs every 15 minutes, which I can't explain. Perhaps this relates to our pumping station. There is also a brief domestic demand for the faucet and toilet. Otherwise, the balance of data is strictly static pressures coming off the street. I'll take readings monthly to see if our water pressure remains good. For now, I have a baseline to compare future readings against. Summer should be interesting when gardens and thirsty landscape plants need water. That's it for now, and thanks for watching. Good luck with your projects, and I hope this video provides a few ideas of what's possible.
Thank you.